Okay, so today what I want to discuss is a movement that has become sucked up by MAGA, but was around before MAGA, but has only shown its an uglier face with MAGA, and that is Christian nationalism and evangelicalism. Here's what you do with these fucking mouth breathers, these mental midgets. So, alright. I hate to burst your bubble, but America is not a Christian country. America was never meant to be a Christian country. America was meant to be a humanistic, a religious country. No religion was meant to have any domination or any sway over this country's policies or beliefs in one way or another, including and especially Christianity. The myth that you think that the Christians were founders who tightly held belief Judeo-Christian values, I have one counter argument for you: slavery. None of them felt strong enough to write slavery out with their inherent Judeo-Christian values. Not to mention, Jesus himself said, "Clothe the naked, feed the hungry, tend the sick, and always pray in private." Like, what more do you need? So, again, Jesus is John Wayne is a great book that everybody should read because it really breaks down this in a much more specific way that I could go into. But the fact of the matter is the reason why abortion became such a hot button issue for Christians is because once Jerry Falwell realized that the race war was lost and that segregation was going to end and racial inclusion was going to be the law of the land, they needed a new hot button issue to press, and that issue became abortion. That's the only reason why abortion has become so prevalent in American society, is because, again, they lost the war on race, so they needed a new war, and they chose a war on abortion. That's how this all became a fucking thing. All these conservatives and all of MAGA are just buying into the lies that have been force-fed to them for decades and decades and decades. Like, Gen Z conservatives are conservative because a third of our generation was lost due to abortion. Yes, because from Reagan to now, the policies have been nonstop, made it harder and harder and harder to maintain the ability to remain a parent. It's become so difficult to be a parent as a millennial that, of course, they're having abortions because they cannot afford to give the child the life they deserve. So, again, you are all masquerading like it's this great evil when it is a necessity because of the policies that you are now in support of, that you are too dumb to realize.